Okay, now we're going to go into ad sets. Here, you always want to name an ad set. For example, let's just go back to this, is the eyeballing. For that, we're going to do specific parents, right? From 8 to 17 year old parents. We want interest as basketball. We might go male and female, age range of, we'll go 30 to, let's go 55, right? So in here, based off of that, I'm going to send people to the website. My goal is to get the maximum number of conversions for this pixel, the eyeball and pixel, that's set up. My conversion event is I actually want to get, where is it? Not an add to cart, but let me actually get purchases. So my goal is to get Facebook to find as many people that will purchase the product. I can do a cost per result. So let's say I only want people to purchase within the $35 or less range. If you don't have a ton of data of people purchasing in this range, it's going to be really tough for Facebook's algorithm to work in your favor. So I'm not going to set that right now. As you get 20, 30, 50, 100 plus purchases, then you can start messing with this a lot more and really dial in to get your ROI to be as solid as possible. In here, dynamic creatives, I don't want to set that up because I want more control. You can control the budget in here. I don't typically mess with the budget. I never mess with the schedule start and end dates. I want it to run as long as possible, and I'm going to manually turn it on and off. We can talk about rules later on, how you can set rules for specific things. So in my location, I'm always going to set the location up. So first of all, I want to switch this to original, go from here. So now scroll down. So I don't want the United States. I'm going to go 85260. So that's going to pull up the zip code I want. And that's fine, but I actually want to drop a pin in this zip code here, and I'm going to do a 15-mile radius, right? For this one. So you might want to drop a pin and do a radius. Obviously, if you have a brick and mortar business, a radius is very valuable. You're like, hey, customers will drive up to 15 miles. That's fine. Sometimes zip codes is better. Let's say I want to target wealthier people, and I can target zip codes, and I will do that. Sometimes I want to target a specific states. So if I want to target countries, I can do that based off of where I want in that country. You can see all these drop downs, North America, so forth. If I want to type in, Europe, you can do European colonies, all that stuff, Europe, the region, and then it will show on the map, right? So you really are fortunate to be able to target multiple places, and you can have different ad sets targeting different locations to track each one. You can put multiple cities, states, zip codes all in one ad set and do it that way. It just depends on how you want to set up. Obviously, you have the age here. I said, what did I say? As I want 30 to 55, because those are what I would say would have kids, are in my different demographics, about 55. And then obviously I would set here, we go with parents. It already pulled it up, 9 to 12, 18 to 26. Okay, so that's fine in there from the targeting. So 8 to 17, it actually is 8 to 26. And so now anytime I can quickly, so when I have hundreds of ads running, I can quickly see this ad set and what I'm targeting very quickly, like male and female, age 30 to 55 with kids that are between 8 and 26. It's like, okay, cool. I'm targeting it within this zip code or that, so that's in there. So let's say I want to narrow this down and I want to define, I don't want just parents. I want also parents interested in basketball. right? So the sport basketball, that's good. So anytime you're doing targeting, better targeting is always demographics. So that is, well, let's go back one step. The best targeting you can do is an actual list of people that fit your criteria. So if you buy a list, or you already have a list of a bunch of people who've already purchased basketball training, then that list is way better, because you can do a lookalike audience and then target those. And we'll show how you do a lookalike audience in another video. But then now you're targeting this. I'm targeting basketball. Let's narrow even further, right? Because I want to also get people in a specific income bracket. So I want higher income people, parents, right? So I got 5%, I got 10%, I got 10 to 20, 25 to 50%. So that's good. You can also add exclusions, right? Like, let's say I want, somebody who's not into hockey. Let's say, you know what? I only want people that are into basketball, but if they're into hockey, I don't want those people in this at all. They could be interested in, if they're a parent and they're interested in basketball, great. But if they're also interested in hockey, they won't come up in this list. Obviously, that's silly, so I'm not going to do that. But you can add exclusions to target more. Obviously, when I put that in this audience, it shrunk it down to 15, because now it's higher income families, which obviously, based off of what I'm marketing, that could be better, that could be less effective. If I get rid of this group, it adds another 26,000, another 10,000 to that list. So maybe it's better, I should be able to test different audiences to see which gets me more purchases. Obviously, you don't want your ad to go out to people who can't afford your services, so it doesn't make sense on that. So I'm going to keep that in. So like you see here, if you go to browse, demographics is always your best interest, and behaviors then would be second, then interests would be last, because it could be anybody's interested in basketball. So it might be a fan of basketball, but they like to watch it. They like stuff about it, but they don't actually play. So that could be problematic. Versus demographics, obviously, we know we're getting parents with kids this age range. So that's a win. We know if we can get them, obviously people more into, so there's one into soccer. Friends of soccer fans there. Maybe purchase behaviors. This is engaged shoppers, so people who buy things more online. So you can add and refine more and more from your ad set. So you can see here how it works is, where did I go? So in here, what it is choose new details to exclude people from an audience. So they might be all in this audience, but like, for example, this might be parents and parents who are interested in basketball in that age range. This would be the ones that I put in hockey, so they overlap, so it would take out these people. No different than if I want to define further, right? If I do that, I don't want to exclude here. So come up to this one. Where is it? So yeah, so in here, this group would be all of parents. This group would be all of basketball interested, and the people who fall in the middle are parents and people who are interested in basketball. And that would be my core audience, right? So that's why you always define further. Like, you wouldn't want to put basketball in this group here, because if I put it in this group, now it says, let me find me parents of this with kids this age, parents with kids this age, find me parents with kids this age, and also find me anybody who's also interested in basketball, right? So that's not helpful, but to find further and put it down in here. So if you notice, it went from 24,000 to now 239,000 because we put basketball in here. So this is something you have to pay close attention, because you can quickly mess up your audience and make it too large or not specific enough to your people. Typically, when you do run ads, you want to go with a broader audience. Obviously, I'm targeting a very small 15-mile radius zip code. And that's why this audience is small, and that's fine because, the way this business works is you only need 10 to 15 kids to be very profitable. So 26,000 is still really good. On average, if I'm doing more of a national campaign on stuff, I want an audience around 2 to 4 million is the goal. You don't want it so large, like 70 million of everybody in the US, because then it's just too many people. But again, it depends on what you're advertising. But that's how you do targeting for on include people who match that. Obviously, like I said, if you can create an audience of people who've been to your website on there, so like you can create a new audience, you do custom audience. So if you have tons of website traffic, you can target people who've gone there and you create a lookalike from this. If you have tons of app activity, you can do that. Obviously, catalog, people have seen specific parts of your catalog, specific types of products, which are really good from a retargeting. If you can upload a customer list, let's say I already had thousands of people who've purchased basketball training. Let's say they purchase in another state. It's still beneficial because it's gonna, if I create a lookalike audience and it's gonna find people just like those people where I'm located to find and target them. Obviously, you can do offline activities, video, like you can take people who've seen your video, view ad, and target them, lead forms, instant experience, shopping, Instagram account, Facebook page. So you can dive into more little details and target and create audiences to be more effective over time. But when you're first starting out, you want to just kind of go with the basics unless you already have a list. Like I said, the next is placements in here. You come down in placements, or first we can go languages. You can go all languages. You could do just English, right? If you don't advertise to anybody else, still stays same audience really. So next would be placements. So I'm going to always come in here, click edit, so I can control it, manual placements. Then you notice there's Facebook here, Instagram, Messenger, audience. So if you scroll down, you have the Facebook feed. So we got everybody in here. We got stories and reels, everybody in here, Instagram's here, search results there, Messenger here, and app and sites. Typically, this is the one I'm going to always remove. This just goes into different apps, games. Don't find it to be as effective to run ads because most people do not like to click on ads in games, and most of the time people accidentally click on ads and that charges you, so it's cost money. The ones that tend to be most effective are you're going to be Facebook feed, Instagram feed, and then your stories on these ones on Instagram and Facebook stories. But your most ones are going to be your feeds. Instagram and Facebook feed are going to be the most successful, but you want to monitor these where Facebook is spending. Obviously, you can get into more details if you want to target specific devices. If I want to go Android only, iOS only, and obviously that's helpful if you have an app that's only on iOS or Android. If you don't, you might want to only connect to people who are connected to Wi-Fi. If they're just on their mobile phone and they're browsing and they see your ad, they're unlikely to probably purchase or move forward. But if they're home or on a Wi-Fi network, they're going to probably be more accessible. Don't include skippable ads in the ad set, so you can make it so people can't skip your ads. You got inventory filters, right? Moderate sensitivity. Audience network is off on that. Block lists if there's any sites you want to block on that. Content type exclusions, exclude all live videos from Facebook and stream video ads, all that stuff. This is normally how I'd set up a campaign for a website that's doing a conversion. So that's how you'd set up ad sets. Obviously, you can get as complicated as you want with these, but hopefully that explained how ad sets works and how to set up ad sets effectively. Do you need help with your Facebook ads or Google ads or any ads for that matter? Do you want to increase conversions? You want to get more customers? Do you want to sell more products? Well, we can help you. We have different services. We have a course you can purchase. We have an audit you can do. We will review your entire account. If it's Google, if it's PPC, if it's TikTok, if it's Facebook,
We will audit everything. If you're not currently happy with the person you're working for, we will set up a whole new account. If you're not sure how to run ads and you need an account set up with the pixels, all those things on any of the platforms or all of the platforms, we will make sure everything's set up correctly, all the conversions are tracking properly, or we'll double check and make sure your current setup is working, or we'll consult you and teach you how to do it. All that stuff's down below. If you want our help, just pick one of the services that you want, fill out the form, enter your information, and we'll get started to improve your conversions, help you make more sales, and build your brand more effectively using Facebook, Google, TikTok, Snap, doesn't matter, whatever you choose, or all of the above. We will set it up, or even set up retargeting ads, so at least when people come to your website, they're getting a retargeting ad to push them to make a sale, a conversion, all that stuff. So if you need help with Facebook, Google, all that stuff from an advertising standpoint, again, services are below and we'll be happy to help you. Links are there and you can sign up. It's that simple.